Hey everybody, this is Sean Schools, aka Premier Bro. I'm here with Nicole Haddock.
Yes, just like the fish.
Just like the fish. We're here at the 10th annual Editors Retreat in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Do you want me looking at you or do you want me looking at the camera?
Whoever is handsomer.
It's a little tiny box.
She's looking over there now.
Right, yeah.
To introduce yourself, do you have a favorite filmmaker?
Errol Morris and probably Paul Greengrass.
Pretend that I'm Errol Morris, and I want you to introduce yourself to me and how you can make my next film the best that it can be.
The work that he's able to do is amazing. He does documentaries, so he has such a clear vision for what he wants.
You feel like you would be able to accommodate his unique approach to filmmaking?
I don't think I'd be much help on the set area, but in the edit room, it would be wonderful to help craft and create that story, because it's all about the search for truth.
I feel like this is actually a good segue into the session that you presented here at Editors Retreat. Why don't I let you describe it?
I worked on a 4x60 series for Discovery Family that became a 5x60 series. The post-production sort of grew over time when the scope of the show broadened a bit. We worked in Premiere. In Washington, D.C., at least, not very many people are using Premiere to do long-form broadcasts. So,
okay, if you don't mind me interrupting, just why do you think that is?
The reason for that is everybody's invested a lot of time and money into the systems they currently have. You know, people are using Final Cut 7 still. You know, Avid, people put money into those systems and the storage, and it's very expensive. For a lot of shows, people are still laying off to tape. So you need to have like a rock-solid layoff to tape, HD Cam SR workflow. And I don't think Premiere is exactly there with that.
We're going to edit that part out. Are you a fan of the Avengers?
Oh, yeah, sure.
If Premiere Pro was a member of the Avengers...
Premiere's the Hulk.
This might be slightly out of order, but is this your first Editors Retreat?
No, this is my 8th Editors Retreat. I started coming because where I was working, we would help out with the event. So I was sort of working the show and attending the show. And then when I went freelance, I started coming myself because the network of people that you meet here it's really invaluable. The lessons that you learn, it's really nice to be in a smaller class environment than, you know, post-production world is great, but there's you and 200 other people in the room. Here you get really individual attention. You get to ask any question that you want answered, and you get to learn from the people who are making the software, not necessarily someone speaking on it. I mean, like, the Adobe guy just got here.
Al Mooney is here.
Al is in the house. So the other part is you get access to these people. You get to know these people, and it's much easier to send them an email than to get lost in the support queue and whatever. So there's a lot of value in the interpersonal relationships that come out of here, and also the knowledge that you're taking away.
What advice would you give to someone who is hoping to attend Editors Retreat, a future applicant?
Well, I think my advice would be don't assume that you wouldn't qualify because you're not this type of editor, you're not a corporate editor, you're not a broadcast editor. We literally have editors who do all sorts of things. We have editors who also are shooters, and maybe they do more shooting than editing, but you come to this conference and you might get more out of it than someone like me, who's been in the industry for 15 years. There's a big broad spectrum of people from all sorts of backgrounds who come here, and it's wonderful to hear different perspectives on like what they're doing, what tools they're finding useful, because everybody gets into their little niche, and you know, the knowledge that they have is nearly always useful to other people as well. Don't be afraid to apply. That's my advice.
I definitely appreciate that response because I barely squeak by as far as the qualifications.
The cost, some people think of the cost of the first year, they're like, oh my God, that's really expensive. Yes, it is expensive, but I now have a network in every city. I feel like every major city in America, I know somebody. If I wanted to like think about moving there, I can call them up and be like, what do you think of the job market? Is there anybody I should talk to? You know, this is the kind of stuff that you get from meeting all these people.
Name one thing on your desk, your editing desk back home.
Watercolor paint.
Why is that?
Because I'm a painter.
That's cool, very artistic. Will you begin painting for inspiration during an edit?
I might, if I'm stuck in a rut and I can't figure out what to do next, I might step away and sketch or, you know, try and finish a painting that I've started. Just because it changes the way you're no longer stressing about that. You're thinking about something pretty over here. So it's just nice to like take a brain break.
This is Nicole Haddock again, editor and peer presenter here at the 10th Annual Editors Retreat. Thanks for listening
Yeah.
or watching, or hopefully both.
Yes.